Good afternoon, it's Hob, and today I thought I'd bring you a little video documentary. Just myself dubbing some commentary over a new strategy in which I've been developing for the Marked of Cain faction. We are playing the One Vision mod, and I believe that this is a new build that I don't think anyone has done before. So I thought it would be a little bit exciting, a little bit interesting, just to go over this build with you guys. I think it's pretty powerful, and I've tried it against some players online, and so far it's been pretty successful. So we'll have to try it some more against more players online and see if they can beat it, because right now it's looking pretty strong. It defends against most timings pretty well. Starts off with plenty of scouts, so you can see stuff across the map. Worth noting that this particular game I'm just demonstrating against the AI so you guys could see the build. You wouldn't normally go for double spike on a map like this. The chances of you getting the opponent's spike are very low unless they're playing as Skrin and you just want to go straight for it, and they underpurchase buzzers, which they normally quite often do against a lot of opponents, seeing the buzzer as an inferior scouting unit to the Tib Trooper, which it is in terms of combat anyway, not in terms of speed. But yeah, just temporarily cancelling harvester production in order to get the refinery out faster, so optimizing our build here and using the downtime when the harvesters are under construction and there's not much money in the bank to low power expand with the MCV, something Bytecrush developed in around 2015-2016 and has subsequently been adopted by basically almost everyone. So a nice bit of optimization there, nice touch here. And we're going to be repowering our base and going into a forward shredder turret to protect against this infantry run by. This could be analogous to cleaning up an enemy secondary scout from getting into your base, so it's not unrealistic that you build another shredder at this time. So even in this AI game it's still relevant in terms of how the build is flowing. Soon getting out our 5th harvester. And as you'll see, the timing that we're going for is beginning to scale infantry after we've got our 2nd harvester on the expansion. So we go refinery on the expansion, depower to make sure we're always in high power mode at this point in the game since we've got money, and then going for our 2nd harvester on the expo. And at that exact time now is when we scale into the infantry. We've got a little bit of static anti-infantry out in the Tib Trooper, and I say static just because they're extremely slow, and I'm not building them en masse, probably the wrong word to use, but whatever. Unfortunately the harvester's queuing there, so slightly suboptimal harvester micro there from myself, or lack of micro thereof. And you get out 2 Reapers for early mobile anti-infantry as well, and the cybernetic legs before going into your 4th refinery. And you should skirt at the very bottom of what you're spending to what you have coming in, so you're really powering up off of this build. As you can see, it ticking into the 20s and 30s and going back down to 0 again. This is a good sign that you're spending all the money that you have whilst also building the maximum amount possible. Enemy run by rotating to the north side. It's not unreasonable, as enemies will normally be pushing in one big blob at this point, but me taking on 2 separate run bys. 2nd MCV is out, immediately sells the war factory and goes into a 2nd barracks as the money begins to swell up from that 2nd war factory. And I don't know whether I do it this game, but you can tech into triple barracks, but I think I'm just going to stick with double barracks and shredder turret production on the front lines. And this is really what the push composition is made out of. Reaper and Tib Trooper and Awakened and shredder turret, but primarily Reaper, so it's essentially Reaper plus anti-infantry of one form or another, but primarily shredder turrets. And you just creep across the map towards your opponent's base and essentially steamroll them into the ground. A little bit slow on my macro here, developing that third barracks to spend the float, but repositioning back where the shredder turret line is, and that's where we're going to begin to advance on the enemy team. With the upgrade already done, you can afford to sell that operation center and continue pushing. But a lot of enemy cabals going for their anti-infantry. But as you can see, we can just push forward with shredder turrets. We have the 2 MCVs and we have the forward MCV here, so we can literally just shred, pun not intended, basically all infantry in the game by moving the MCV forward like this. Once again, they have an arse ton of cabals to counter this, and we just pull back to the slowly encroaching shredder turret line. And it's just trades ridiculously effective. This will work versus a Skrin trying to build the synths to protect themselves. This will work against a GDI building infantry to try and protect himself, or a Nod building militants or Black Hand squads. Even sniper teams won't like this, as you can get really close with the MCV and just drop shredders straight into their face. So a huge number of things like grenadiers as well just simply won't stand up to this build. Mindbreaker swarms from Skrin, they'll just die to the anti-air of the Reapers, which is borderline OP. The anti-air on the Reaper, the laser fire that it has. Selling my far back structures that I don't need, so that I can get more local reinforcements from further forward barracks, so there's less travel time, and transitioning to double ref on my opponent's expo, so mass expanding behind this. And this is just so hard to stop. It's kind of a disrespect move to mass expand during the tail end of this push, but for some reason the Harvester's rallying away there, not something that I commanded, so I wasn't sure why they did that. But yeah, this build is just really crunches and steamrolls over the opponent. I've had more high octane versions of this particular build, but this is the one I've got recorded, so this is the one I'm going to show to you guys. As you can see, there was just, even though there were so many cabals to respond to this, the shredders just absolutely annihilated their front line of cabals, and were able to push on through with the Reapers. So this is the build. Hope you guys enjoyed, hope you guys found it interesting, and this is Hob, signing out.